Sora main, all exciting.
Yeah.
After putting in work with Sora, I'm very excited to see how he's going to play with Sora and play around the snake.
No, for sure. I feel like Sora is one of those characters where we don't have many of them. I know you play Sora, and there's a few other players as well.
Yes.
But unfortunately, it's not a character we get to see all the time.
Yeah,
And
no, not
but
too
those
often.
but those players that do play him are dedicated. You know, they're kind of like Bowser Jr. players, where it's like they're far and few between, but the ones that play him are dedicated and are amazing.
Sora is absolutely a character that can control the pace of the match like Snake, and he's making it back to stage if you don't edge guard him, and we're going to be seeing that a lot here. Things that you're going to want to be watching out for, Faraga just being a good way for Sora to get in. If that connects, the single fireball can lead into a dash attack, and mostly just other IDJ combos, startups, just fastball nairs or forward airs into smash attacks can be something to watch out for. Going over to Snake. Snakes, we've seen a lot of Snake here before. Aggressive. The grenades provide great coverage and space for him to get out of situations. Just great setup. NickRoy is very smart with setting up grenades and C4s, and where he wants you to go, he's going to go.
Oh my god, that pressure by AJ, just using all those recovery resources, but in a more aggressive manner is just so interesting to see. You know, you don't get to see many characters do that. AJ also making heavy use of those spells.
The spells cycling can be a bit of an issue at first, but all of them have their utility in each matchup. You just have to understand where you're supposed to use them. Thundaga is really the one that is generally the same all the time, where it's just kind of like edge guarding, or if it sets up into enough damage for a kill. It's Faraga and Blizzaga where you can really get creative with how you want to use them. We're seeing a lot of spell cycling coming out from AJ.
It's nice to see the cycling too, 'cause I feel like a lot of Sora mains that I've seen at least kind of just focus on using one or two spells, but in like very specific situations. But it seems like AJ's using each spell. Like sometimes it seems like obviously he's probably just cycling the cycle, but it feels like he's getting use out of every single spell he uses.
Yeah, he's being very aggressive with spells, not letting those grenades get him, but the C4 will. The nice thing about the spells is that all of them are activating the grenades, so he won't be getting hit by them as much because they just activate. Now we're not going to be seeing, it doesn't look like we're going to be seeing many Sora combos starting up due to just grenades, but instead just a slower paced match with these spell stalls. NickRoy, on the other hand, is just continuing with the Snake. The C4 is on the platform and just trying to find his way in with these grenades. That up tilt being a good anti-air or just trying to catch some landings can lead into, at lower percents, an up air or a forward air, but these higher percents really only leads into a juggle situation.
See, NickRoy just kind of setting up a lot right now, just waiting for AJ to make like some big mistake.
Yeah.
Kind of just taking his hits when he can.
Yeah, that.
Oh
yeah.
my, like just like that.
NickRoy is a player that knows what he wants when he wants it. He just waits for the opportune moment. You saw right there the Sonic Blade out of the up B. Soras like to do that. If they do it on stage, they either go to ledge or retreat away from the opponent. NickRoy had the coverage with the C4 on the platform. Didn't work out here, however, you gotta watch out later. They're moving out of the way, the jump scare of the grenade, as NickRoy is not camping, but like just
he's just waiting, running to that end of the stage.
He's putting it down. He's making sure that AJ is constantly the one that has to approach and eat all this damage. But he is just setting up, just making sure that he just does not overextend slightly. That dash attack can be a killing on the initial hit, but the late hit does not kill, even though it is pretty strong to get off stage. And did not get the Sonic Blade out. I think it was either the grenade or the C4 was just too much pressure.
I know that, yeah, that C4's being there, they might have been a little too scared to go in, but, you know, burning all those resources, I needed an unfortunate SD, you know, it's just kind of tough right there. From what I can tell, you know, it seemed like AJ just kind of was approaching it a little too hastily. You know, in the beginning we saw a lot of spell cycling and like baiting out the grenades and taking the proper trades. But as the match like continued, they started to take trades that were unfavorable. You know, leading like the grenade up air or whatever that was second stock, and then just taking way too much percent.
Yeah, that's the thing with Sora. Like, he gets a lot of damage off those Nair combos, off confirms from spells. But if they're trading with grenades, it's not really worth it. So he has to find a way to either get in with a poke. Either I'd say back air would be a good poke. The late hit of up air is also a good poke if you're able to time it right. Just getting that timing down to barely hit the up air. And at lower percents, that does combo into back air afterwards. And that's like a good meaty 30%, I think. But I think spell cycling's the way to go. And then maybe try to get in with either like down tilt, but you can't force it. Snake thrives off aggressive and unsafe options. So.
And it seems like that is what NickRoy is basically getting everything off of. It's AJ just kind of approaching very, very hastily. And he gets these occasional combos, but it's not doing enough to the point where it's acceptable for him to be taking the trades that he's taking.
The thing is that also some of these combos aren't really working out favorably or are true because Sora likes to IDJ's combos or instant double jump. That down tilt into the forward air can lead into more if you IDJ it. It keeps you low close to the ground, and then you can set up for a down tilt into a up smash, or you can go into an up air for a finisher just for that percent, or you can try and continue and predict your opponent. Okay, there's that F smash.
There you go. Huge F smash.
That F smash is huge, hits well above, and is such a long hitbox, and really doesn't get any weaker. It gets slightly, but you saw how it killed at the left side of the screen.
Yeah.
So against somebody like Snake, a little bit heavier. So
good recovery by AJ, trying to find their way to center stage, but doing all three of those that has the most lag. Luckily not getting hit by the C4, but getting hit by the second one right after. AJ trying to find his way still back, finally getting it on back. But here NickRoy starting to set up.
Yeah, Sora doesn't have the easiest time getting back on stage. The only really burst option that he has is Sonic Blade. And at that, if you only do Sonic Blade 1, you get out faster. But 2 and 3, there's way too much lag for you to get out safely. There can be counter if NickRoy starts using up smash at ledge, which does instantly proc because of the mortar hitbox being a projectile. So it just activates immediately instead of waiting and doing the reaction. Other things that Sora can do to get back on stage is stall with Faraga, but yeah, dying, too much HP, or hit, or damage. But stalling with spells or Faraga off stage to mix up your opponent. NickRoy really just eating his way back into this 9% deficit, but really brought it back from that first stock, honestly.
And once again, it's just coming back down to AJ hastily approaching. You know, you had that lead, so I understand pressing your advantage a little bit more, but NickRoy seemed very content with just continuing his game plan, knowing that AJ was going to eventually lose patience, eventually approach, and eventually hit those grenades to where he can come back, make that comeback, you know, get the true down throw confirmed. And now we're back to basically an even game, you know. Snake really heavy and Sora really light. This is basically
yeah, he's finding
there we go.
He's finding
almost
something.
taking it. And NickRoy found his way back into this game after an early deficit just by sticking to his game plan. And I think
that that
can't jump
Thundaga,
into that.
he was at the good percent where that's going to combo into it, and you're just going to get the kill off that.
And getting the rage off of Snake here is actually really big.
That's a regrab.
But, okay, 20%, Snake off stage, what are you going to do with it?
Snake could have stayed on stage on that down smash. Oh, another one. Okay. Now, the thing about up throw at these lower percents, at higher percents, it can be used as a kill throw with a mix-up of DI, but it really doesn't lead into much unless you're actually juggling your opponent. And something like Snake, where he can just blow out a grenade and all of a sudden conversion, I just don't see the appeal in that compared to a forward throw or a down throw. And even then with a with a down throw, you can use a spell if you're really worried about Snake pulling out a grenade, and that disjoint will blow up the grenade and hit Snake, but might not hit you. Okay.
Here we go on the platform.
Good pressure on that. Yeah, hit the edge of that, but no.
Not aware of the
attention.
C4. Those are really important. That's gonna send him to his last stock in game 2. What can you do with the up air?
Snake's got to find his way back on stage, but AJ getting hit by the grenade, that is the opportunity that Snake needed to get back on. NickRoy now thinking about it.
I respect NickRoy for continuing to go with his game plan, but it seems like there's times where he's pulling grenade when AJ's right next to him and he gains something more off of it, you know?
It's
Like,
that risk reward I think that you take with Snake where it's like maybe something can work, but if not, there's the up air. Pretty soon,
another
yeah,
up air, there
that's
we
gonna do
go.
it.
All right, AJ
Mm-hmm.
taking a game for themselves,
Yep.
1-1.
One on the board.
I just feel like these two are so set in their game plans right now, where NickRoy is going to be a wall that just does not move, does not fear any sort of aggression, and AJ just wants to break it down,
Yeah.
find a way. And,
I
you know,
mean, there is a possibility that he's able to do it. He just has to find those ins and just stay consistent with any kind of combo. Sora, if you get straight hits with Sora, you can freestyle off them if you're, you know, paying attention to it, or if you knock them up, you can Sonic Blade. Sonic Blade's really good if your opponent likes to jump or be above you,
Yeah.
because they can't shield it and they can only air dodge it once and it covers their second option fast enough. So basically just Sonic Blade for the air, or you can do Sonic Blade 1 for a mix-up or a quick pop-up. Okay, here we go. IDJ
There we go.
did not get a fastball into anything else. Going to be taking 24, which isn't bad, but that second nair into a fastball is so important for continuing a combo.
I'd love to see more down tilt and just general poking from AJ to condition NickRoy into worse options so that he can break down that wall, because instead of just trying to brute force it.
Yeah,
But-
he's not really poking as well as he could be. I mean, Snake's gameplay is pretty set up, and he's been confident in his gameplay throughout this entire time. It's just that AJ is going back and forth on if he wants to. Oh, wow, that was the Nikita covering the air dodge? Wow. The forward air. Forward air, okay,
back air,
yeah,
there we go.
finds the
That's-
back air.
Those are edge guards I think AJ needs to continue up or keep up doing to find these stocks early. Game one, you know, took them a while to find some stocks. Snake was living until like 160, 170. But something like that, you know, that can change a game instantly. But now what is he going to do with this lead? We'll have to see.
He's going to have to find his way back on stage. Sonic Blade opting to go off stage. That's a re-grab if he tries to go for it. Yep, the C4 covering that safely, but not finding the kill, but the up tilt will.
We are.
That up air from Sora also we're seeing can be used to chase on platforms for a missed tech, but jumping above it is not the best idea since it covers such a wide range. You can stay below and poke at your opponent while not also pressuring yourself to get hit for a conversion. Okay, I'm liking what I'm seeing. Just NickRoy making sure just to stay away a little bit. Air dodges into the down throw, not finding much else. Okay, seeing some back and forth. We'll see. They both want to scrap. They both want to find those edge guards. Those edge guards are so important to the set, but that C4, oh,
That's
again.
like the sixth. No, not sixth. It's like
Not six, that would be
fourth,
all of his socks.
it's like the fourth C4 kill this set so far.
Yeah, there's been a lot. Like,
I just don't know
Both
if AJ's not
characters.
seeing Nick plant them, or just is forgetting that they're even there. But that awareness needs, you gotta start being more aware of that, because that's gonna turn the game completely around for you.
I fought NickRoy many times here at Tri-Point, and the thing is that he plants like, I look out for C4. It's like the #1 thing that I do in a Snake matchup. Sometimes I lose it just because of how many grenades are exploding. I'm like, okay, is that it? Is that it? Oh, okay, there it is. I'm dead. And these camera angles are hiding it. He was hiding on that platform right there. Ooh, air dodging just barely into the Thundaga. But, yeah, he just has so many grenades, these explosions, you just don't see him do it. Did y'all see him do that? Yeah, he's doing it again. There it is. You have to watch for Snake to do the animation or catch the audio cue before you die, which is highly unlikely.
There's another one right there.
Yeah. Like, 180 on this. Up throw kills here, I'm pretty sure, on Smashville too. It's just that AJ has to find a way in here. 190, a quick up throw will be able to find a kill if he's able to get it. He's just pressuring that shield, but not finding his in at all.
And here we go. This is the patience that I was saying we need to see
That's
more
check,
of from AJ. You know, not forcing Nick off the platform, but at least pressuring him. And it worked out in his favor, but Is it a
Can't
little
get off
a little
Blizz.
late? Might
Yeah,
be.
it went into the stage. NickRoy positioning the Nikita, that way he couldn't counter it and get rid of it, but still gets the big explosion that he needs.
That's gonna put NickRoy up 2-1.
2-1,
Right?
yes. So
I don't know if AJ plays another character, but I'm assuming we're gonna see the Sora game 4 as well.
we probably will. I mean,
I feel you already stuck it out with 3 games. You
Yeah.
won a game. This one wasn't that bad either. I think you just stick with it.
they're not bad. It's also just stage choice. That's such a small stage for Sora. And while normally I do like the platform positioning in that stage, it's just too small for Sora to do anything if Sora wants to have that space to play around in.
Yeah.
Personally, I like, out of the two of them, Hollow more. I've been more of a fan of Town. Sora wants platforms and space. If he doesn't have those, then it becomes an issue.
Yeah. So now we're gonna see where AJ takes Nick for his counter
was
pick, and it looks like it's gonna
PS2.
be PS2 again. I mean, fits your description. Platforms, lots of space to move around.
Now, it just all depends on the player as well. Like, personally, I'm more of a fan of Small Battlefield compared to PS2, though I do think that this is a good stage for Sora to be on.
For sure,
Those Sonic Blades are catching on the grenades, which is so horrible because Sonic Blade, you just want to deal the damage just by holding the button. Okay, there's that. The thing is also, I talk about this a lot, but like this is the same thing when Ice Climbers used to be on stream and I just gush over them. We're not seeing a lot of spell reversing as well. B reversing spells can help with your spacing or your pressure, and as well as mix things up. Like you can either do Faraga like off stage and then do a back air I like to do, or I run off stage and then B reverse Thundaga. I catch myself back on stage, but since I was off stage, the Thundagas are spaced closer compared to if I did it on the ground. So it's those mix-ups that I really think AJ needs to play into if he wants to win this game and push it to Game 5.
I've also noticed a like severe lack of the use of bear. Like, I don't know how many bears we've seen this set at all.
Not many, if I'm not mistaken. Like, it's a good poke tool. It's a little slow, but I think the thing that helps it the most is that you can tomahawk with it.
Yeah.
Pressure your opponent into holding shield and get the thing that Sora wants the most, which is grabs. If Sora can get those grabs off into his confirms, he's sitting golden, so you can just pressure with back air or your other quick moves like a space nair or act like you're going to use a spell.
And I feel like that played into what we were talking about earlier with like AJ kind of forcing himself in. It's like just a severe lack of those poke tools, I feel like is what's really costing him. I mean, obviously he's in the lead right now, but that's
that should have been an up
that's
tilt.
a flub right there.
Yeah, that should have been an up tilt. Sonic Blade 3 on shield, NickRoy would have had plenty of time to hit something.
I think they did, what was that, up throw instead of down throw for the
I think
guaranteed
so.
up tilt? Yeah. And that's going to cost
AJ hitting big. And going to the ledge, retreating just as he needed to. Sora retreating to the ledge is very safe. I don't know about that up smash, but does scoop. Yeah, we aren't seeing that. I mentioned earlier the falling nair or falling fair into up smash or back air.
Destroying the Cypher. Oh my god, that was beautiful placed bear.
Yeah, we're not seeing those, but anyways, what you just say?
I would say, I feel like now is the perfect time because this game and last game, it seems like he stopped cycling spells. With this lead, I think this is when you want to start cycling those spells. Force NickRoy to be like, okay, I have to approach, and then just capitalize off of that with those falling nairs and fairs like you were mentioning.
Yeah, those falling nairs can set up into IDJs or the smash attacks. It's just like mixing up. So like you can go from like no spell cycling, no spell cycling, cycling. Like you can go back and forth, and it's that mix up that keeps NickRoy off his guard, and you're able to
here we go.
find
This is what I'm talking about.
Yep.
108% on NickRoy. AJ looking to make this a game 5, has a whole stock lead still. Get rid of that Nikita. What can he find?
Don't force your way in though, because like he's forcing it. NickRoy is still sitting pretty well, interacting a little bit, making sure not to overextend and forcing that C4. On the right side of the Pokeball, will AJ see it? Standing over it. Ooh.
Here's NickRoy, has him off stage. What was he do with the ledge trap? Let's see.
That almost. One more Thundaga and NickRoy's dead. Oh, he almost didn't see it. And he,
Oh.
yeah, classic.
AJ's gonna take that. That's a trade you want to take, AJ.
Yeah, AJ's using his spells off stage. The problem is also that he's using them really high. I'm sorry, I'm really talking about Sora.
I mean, Sora's on the stream, might as well, right?
I might as well. Use when you cycle through the spells once, you wait in the air a little bit. After that, you start falling like normally. So if you cycle on like Faraga and then like Thundaga, that mixes up your recovery even slightly more for your opponent to try and guess when you're going to get back on stage. Okay.
Here's the Hollow Bastion pick. I know this is a great stage for Snake. It's Smashville 2.0. And then, but you mentioned that it's also a pretty good stage for Sora. Lots of space, that giant platform.
Yeah, there's more space, and there is the platform for Tech Chases, Sonic Blade 1.
All right, so it looks like this is now a 3-player match.
Thank you. Sonic Blade 1 at around, I'd say like 90 to 100, does start popping up onto platforms, and if your opponent does not react with a tech or just bounces on the stage, up smash. It just happens. I do it a lot on Smashville, or not Smashville, Small Battlefield. I like to do it on there, but it does pop up, and either you can do IDJ up air and then catch your opponent with maybe like up B, or if you wait for the air dodge another up air and you're that high, you're gonna die. But those single Sonic Blades do come in handy here.
The game sizes for all the marvels. I think this is, I don't know what round this is. I want to say it's round 1, but
yeah, this has got to be early in the pools brackets. Okay, that grenade getting a little bit of damage.
There we are. NickRoy being the aggressor now, trying to just end it right here, but
yeah, there's the C4, the mix-up. Oh,
looking for
I
the
thought he got
stick
that
but
on
missed
them.
it, yeah.
That up tilt is good anti-air pressure, but it leaves you it's pretty laggy, so you're gonna get punished if you hit it, or if you miss.
Here's AJ just trying to slow it down. Finding a nair, but nothing off of it.
No, they're just kind of playing their games right now. AJ learning that he can't recklessly approach. And they're just going back and forth either on the spell cycling or just these grenades. Okay, the Blizz almost getting something, but not quite. It's always those grenades. It might lead into something, and then it's psych. No, it's not. There's another one. I don't know where that one came from, but whatever. Ooh. That would have been the third one. That could have been it. That C4 is looking very menacing. Very scary. It's going to blow up soon.
Do we know AJ? Does AJ know?
Yeah, does AJ know? Does he know? Does he know? It's going to blow up soon, regardless of Snake's input. Yep, there it is.
Thankfully out of the range, but there it is. Classic Thundaga. I'm actually a really big fan of them doing that. And here they are, just constantly mixing up their time on the ledge, but it's going to cost them playing around too much.
Their Faraga was facing the wrong way. They definitely wanted the Faraga to pressure the ledge. Oh, this is
huge
so
damage already. Oh, not getting the stick on that either. Does he know the C4's right there?
This is so horrible because these high percents are where Sora really can't find his kills. The only really confirm he has is Nair 1-2 up air. He got that straight up air, but that was 160. Like, if he doesn't get his confirms around like 100, 110, opponent's living for a little bit longer than they really should.
No, for sure.
Okay, okay, what we cooking? What we cooking?
Hey, nothing.
Nothing. Those Sonic Blades, especially 2 and 3, are punishable. I'm surprised to not see NickRoy go for something like a dash attack or anything like that.
I think a lot of it is like matchup unfamiliarity and like a fear of Sora, because a lot of his other stuff seems like it should have a lot more lag, but it doesn't. So I think Sonic Blade is one of those things where if you have not played against the character, it's you gotta learn.
I'm gonna tell him later because I played him in bracket, and I'm gonna be like, you weren't punishing though. Oh, the C4, I didn't see it.
I'll admit that one I didn't know either. AJ on their winner's stock.
Yeah, the grenade's stopping that back throw, and still just the percent 26. Might have to start getting a little aggressive here. Has to find something.
And this is where, once again, I feel like AJ, kind of is hyper fixating on one sort of playstyle. It's either balls to the wall or spell cycling. And I think spell cycling with a mix of poking with Bear and down tilt is what they need to start conditioning that shield, because
Yeah. Oh, good read on the
down.
down smash, but not finding anything about it. Down smash, good 2-frame poke, but not going to be finding it there. Yeah, it really is just the spell cycling and just conditioning your opponent. I don't think AJ really has conditioned NickRoy into anything, which is the issue. There's a C4 on the platform, by the way.
And that's an unfortunate SD right there, but
yeah, like, he hasn't really gotten that condition. Like, we talked about conditioning into shield or something, just making sure your opponent is afraid of you, and that's where Sora needs to find something.
I'm saying for sure just seems like NickRoy just isn't scared. He's just kind of, once again, continuing his game plan. Pull that grenade, stun the platform, wait for AJ to mess up, and then punish it. And because there's no threat of like a safe Bear or down tilt poke, or even like I feel like the spells are being cycled way too far away from NickRoy, where like they almost have no effect. But maybe I'm gonna eat my words here. AJ, bringing this game
gonna get
back.
chased. Yeah, he got checkmated. He got checkmated.
There it is.
If he landed on the right side, C4. If he got hit by Nikita, dead. He had to go down there straight into NickRoy, and that's what I'm talking about. NickRoy knows how to corner you into what he wants. He just knows. It's crazy.
I think it's actually really funny that we were just talking about him not punishing